Hey guys, welcome to DevOps School.
But before we begin, let me inform you few things about us. DevOps School is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
Now guys, next topic is Terraform backend. Okay, so what is Terraform backend? Let's try to understand the problem first. Okay, let's say we have a team of 20 people right now in this room. We have 20 people. So please think and then respond it. Okay, so let me ask you one thing. I give you one code to 20 people and you are a part of the same team. Understand that. I give you the same code to all of you. I give the same code to all of you to run it. And we have one team, one product, we have only one production environment. So let's say if you run all of you, then will it create one production environment or 20 production environment? Tell me. All of you. How many environment will be created? When I say how many deployments will happen, 20 or 1?
Can you repeat that question once again?
Again, I'm repeating. Yeah. So we are 20 people as a team. We are working for the one product, one production environment. We need it. Now the same code, all of us have run it from our laptop. So whatever the knowledge you have so far about the Terraform, how many deployments will happen? 20 environments will be created for the prod or only one?
Only one.
Only one.
Think about it.
Ideally, it should be one, but 20 will be created because we are running from different workspace.
If the resource is already present, then it won't create again.
Then it will fail. No, deployment will not happen.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about what about you are using very generic name. You are not hard coding. You are using the deploying the environment in a certain way. You're not hard coding anything. Okay. So how many environment will be created?
20.
20. Correct now? All of you agree with me?
Why
So-
this environment?
What is that?
Why 20 environment? I couldn't understand that.
20 environment will be created. For example, I'll give you a simple way. There is one VM's code you have yesterday, you developed that code. So remember that 20 people, I copied the same code, given to same code, 20 people run it. So how many VMs got created, you know, for me? 20. How it will create it?
Yeah, because we are all giving different resource group name. So
Right.
if the main resource group name is different, then then the 20 deployments will happen.
What about if I hard code the resource group name?
Then only if once resource group is created, then others will get error that the resource group is already present.
No, I'm not talking the resource group at all. I'm talking the VMs which require the resource group. So let's say I give you the one code, okay? And
Yeah.
I'm not creating a resource group, existing resource group you're deploying. Just think about it. See,
Yeah, if we give 20 VMs name, then 20 VM will be created.
no, VM's name is not unique actually. It's not having any validation as such. Okay, VM's ID is has to be unique, which is created. So basically, the same code should create 20 times. I mean, in generic, I'm not talking about lots of if and but saying that Rajesh, what about I have a GitHub same name? I'm talking about the generic. Let's keep it the code, which is a best practice code which you have written. You deploy one time, you should create one time. If you deploy 10 times, you should create 10 times like that. Because reusable, remember that concept of module, reusability, same code, they can redeploy multiple times, right?
That Rajat, what we are, I mean, as per our understanding, we are thinking there will be 20 deployment, but the final environment should be only one, right?
How? How? For example, I'll put it in the, remember the random text?
No, for
If-
example, I'm running same code again and again and again, right? Is the Terraform code is saying, okay, there is no change.
No, I'm not, okay, you're 100% right over there. I'm not saying you are running 20 times. I'm saying 20 people are running one time. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
correct. It will be same thing, right? It will be same thing because we ultimately where we are deploying in the same Azure environment under one subscription under one resource group, right? I mean, I'm just
Same,
connecting towards Azure.
same
Ultimately,
environment. See, what you are doing, let's say I hardcode the resource group, okay, and created the VM name as per the random. So do you think it will create only one VM 20 times if I run 20 people?
No, if you putting this random value, it will generate random values and it will deploy.
Yeah. So I'm talking that way. Okay. I'm talking
Okay.
that way.
Yeah, got it now.
So programs should not be having any hard coding. I've been repeating you multiple times. There should not be any having hard coded value. The program should be written in a certain way. Anyone can deploy. And let's say you change the variable and you deploy 20 times. So it will get 20 times deployed.
Right,
Now
right.
the question is after this is the first scenario. After that, what has happened? Ajit, tell me one thing. Think and tell me. Ajit wanted to add one machine in the production server. Think. So what he did, he added one more resources in his own code. Now I'm little slow here. Please understand also and think about it. Ajit added one more resources and he applied. So when he applied, his state file got created. He will again run it. It will not be created. But same code again, Ajit modified code, you pull it from the Git or somewhere else and you run it. So don't you think so that one new resources again will be created? Think and tell me. Please understand that. Ajit added one resources in the same code. He ran it, apply. One VM got created. After some time, what happens? Akhil also got the same code, pull it out the same code and run it. And again, that resources, one more resources created. So basically, it was, let's say, 5 resources was needed. Ajit added one more, 6, and only 6 was ultimate need for the ultimate resource was 6. Now Akhil also run it. It becomes 7 resources. Why it has happened? Tell me. Why it has happened? Like Akhil, when it run, it becomes 7, and Anand, when you run same code, 8, Aniruddha 9, Arup 10. Why it has happened? Tell me.
State files are
Because
different.
Yeah, please tell me.
yeah, so
Files are
what I
different.
can, you will have the random value generator, right? So every time it will generate a random value and add it to the VM or whatever the resource you are
Hmm.
deploying.
One more thinking I'm looking for it. One more observation.
Different state files?
Wonderful. Yes. Remember that. Why this? See, Ajit ran that file and his state file got updated. Now, why Akhil ran and is creating one more VM, which was not required at all? Because he is not having state file. The one what Ajit is having. That means here, what I'm trying to tell you guys here, very simple thing. Very simple thing. When you work on one code, think, please hear me out clearly. When you work on the one code as a team, 20 people working on the same code, but you have a 20 different state file. So whatever the changes one person is doing, other persons, the state file will not be modified. I repeat, if one person is doing the code changes in the Terraform, that other person's computer, the state file will not be modified. So because of that, if other person will run apply, once again additional resources will be created, because the state file will not match with the whatever that code which he's having, the actual and desire is not matching, so they will create one more resources. Whether it's a failure path, that's a different thing, because of hard coding or non-hard coding, that's I'm not talking about, but you will try to create one more resources, because other people's environment, it will check that, okay, my state file is not having the resources, so let me create it. This is called addition. Are you understanding, all of you? Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what to do
Rajat,
now?
we understand. We understand. Just want to go a bit deep. I mean, let's say if even though I got the same code, I don't have the existing TF state file. If I run the same resource again, will that
It
really
will
run
create again. Yeah, it will create again. See,
again with which name? With the same names? No,
forget
right?
about, I think we are getting lost in some of the hard coding value. I would not
No,
like
I
you
mean
to,
even though. Mm-hmm.
no, do not get lost in the hard coding value, saying that Rajesh, that this repo was there. If someone else will run, then it will fail. It will fail. That's okay. But Terraform will detect there's one to add. While creating
Okay.
that, it will fail, right? But Terraform will keep thinking, I have to add one resources. Correct now?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So here, let's try to visualize that. Here the problem is, this is the one's laptop. This is another laptop. This is another laptop. This is another laptop. Actually, you know what so far you are doing? You may be writing, this is a code. This is the code. This is the code. This is the code. So maybe you modify the code here, and you will run, then you get a state file. Now this state file is empty. Remember, there's no state file. So now same code, if this guy is running, so this guy will match this state file. I told you very detailed discussion we had in the state file. So this code, while you are running, this will check the state file, and the state file, they say, hey, this resources has not been created. So what Terraform will try to do? Hey provider, please create these resources. Why? Because state file was empty here. So they will try to create it. See, you do not focus on that whether it will create it or not. That, but Terraform will try to create it. Why? Because your desire was this one, and actual is this one. So this was empty. Actual was empty for the Terraform. Desire was you wanted to create resources. So it will try to send the provider, hey, create these resources. Now failure and success, I don't care about it. Now same thing. Let's say second scenario, second situation. Now he has got the same code, and he added one more code, and he is having. Let's not talk about that guy. Let's say he has applied this. Think about it. He has applied this code. Okay. Now he is adding some more code here. So again he applied this. So now these resources will be created new one, but the state file of this guy also will not be updated. Are you understanding? So every time there is a problem, see, code you can sync through the Git. Terraform code you can sync through the Git. But the problem is, because the state file is not shared, every time this will also create a resources, this also create a resources, or try to resource create it, try to create a resources, this also try, because this Terraform still believe like whatever the desire is in the code, actually is not there. Actually is in state file. I repeat, actually in state file. Are you understanding this problem?
Yes, sir.
So if you're
Yes, right.
so if you're understanding the problem, that means Terraform has a drawbacks. That means Terraform has a drawbacks. That means we cannot work as a team, because there is a state file which is dedicated to the local host. Dedicated to the local host. So Terraform had this problem, and they solved it also. How? So Terraform solved this problem using Terraform backend. Terraform backend. So now the question is, what is backend? So each Terraform, please read this. Each Terraform configuration can specify a backend, which defines, backend means what? Which define where and how operations are performed, and where state snapshots are stored. That means Backend is a kind of syntax, backend is a kind of code which will tell you, hey, you want to store the state file in the same machine in the local directory, state file, or some remote locations. Think about it. Think about it. So when the state file for everyone, for all of us, will be at one location which is common, that means whatever the changes I'm making, this state file will modify, and then this guy will not refer the local file, but this guy will refer the state file, the Terraform. Terraform will say, hey, this I have created already. So I'll have a same status what others will have. So everyone is accessing the same state file. That means plan whatever the adding resources, change resources, and destroy resources. We all will be in sync with each other. There will not be confusion for the team. Are you understanding now? All
Yes.
of them? Yeah, so that's called backend. That's technology in Terraform, we call it backend. So backend will define where the state file should be stored, where the state file should be stored. Now look at this here. Different backends. This image is a little complicated, so I'll make it here. Look at this here. So, okay. So backend provider, you understood that. Terraform code, you understood. Terraform SEL code, you understand. Terraform, you understand. Backend, the state file where is by default is storing in the same directory. You understand that. But it can be remote locations, and that's what we are talking about. So here, you look at this here. Every developer is hitting and running the same code, but their backends are in a different locations and common code. It can be a remote directory, it can be FTP, shared drives, and all stuff like that. Okay, so state file is at the backend location, and now everyone is in sync with each other. That means there's only one code, there's only one deployment, and there is only one state file. And if one guy modify the code and apply, then other guys automatically will get the updated backend. Now you have to only pull the code and then apply. And when you apply, then if there's no no new resources will be created in this case. So guys, this is the backend. Now the question is, which are the technology which is supported with the backend? So backend, we have a few functionality also, like locking functionality. But that means automatically the backends will be locked if one person, let's say one person, developer A is using already that, apply is in progress. So developer B and developer C will not be able to apply. Okay, we will not be able to do that. Or B is working, so A and C will not be. So locking functionality should be there with the backend technology. Okay, and encryption also is possible. Versioning is also possible. So which are the solutions you have for the backend? For the backend, we have a console, we have etcd, we have Azure Blob, we have AWS 3, and we have a Terraform Enterprise, we have Google Cloud Storage. So these are the solutions primarily we have for the backend. So yeah, there are two areas, Terraform behaviors that determined by the backend, where the store file is stored and where the operations are performed. Okay, so here with this, with this, you can store the backend in the remote locations and get it done. So these are the options we have available, which I discussed also. Artifactory, you can use Azure AM, you can use console, you can use COS, you can use etcd, you can use GCS, you can use HTTP, you can use OSS, you can use PGS3 and Swift. All these things you can use for the backend. Okay, now the question is how to use it. So how to use it? So what you need to do, very simple guys. I repeat, any Terraform code which you have run it so far, the default that state file is getting stored in the that location which where the programs are. So let me show you, you know that very well already. So here, see, this is my first module. The state file by default is stored in the same file where the root modules are there. But what I want actually, I want to store this file in somewhere in the common location. So how do I do that? So here I will go for Terraform backend. Now the question is where you want to store the backend. You have to decide. There are so many technologies are available, but which are the technology you want to use it? So let's say you want to use S3. So I'll go first. These are the options available. No, these are the commands are available. Command support, workspace. So no. So this is the options. Okay. So now this options probably you will not understand the file system. Okay. So what to do? I'll show you this S3. So for that, backend configurations. And where is the S3? Let me show you just a second. Well, it's just few lines of code you have to run. Let's say S3 here. S3 means AWS S3. And now look at this. In the code, what you're going to do, you're going to add these sections. And these sections here, basically, you have to add inside this. This should not be duplicate. Okay, so this part, you have to add it here in this. Understood? And then delete this. So here, backend, which backend? S3. Okay, S3 means which bucket? My bucket, which is a bucket concept if you are understanding the object storage. And what is the key? The file where the backend will be stored. This is the file location, and this is the region. The authentications, anyways, you are provided here somewhere downside, so you can use it. This is S3. Now let's say you want to store it somewhere else in, let's say, Azure ADAM. So here Azure ADAM means Azure blobs. This is the information. One backend you should use it, and this is the Azure. So here Azure ADAM, which storage account? So storage account you have to give it account ID name and container name. So in the Azure, if you log in to Azure, they have a container concept actually. So let me show you here. You'll understand. Azure portal. Log into this. Sign in it, and you have to give the key for that container. This is the key for container and name. So go for storage account. Where is that? Here it is. So I have so many storage account. I'll go for one of which you get created, and go somewhere downside. Can you look at the container word left side? Here it is. And here you can create one container. Name of the container. Create it. Name of the container is this one, and this is the key storage account. This is the container name, and all this thing you can fill this here, and good to go. Understood, all of you? So that means all the teams are using this one or this one. By the way, there are so many other backends are also available. So by default, it's a local, but remote, Artifactory, Console, COS, etcd. Kubernetes also you can use. Kubernetes config map, you can use it, and so on. So now what will happen? When you run this code, now the one of which should be there. So now if you run this code, it should be here or here. So now whole team will use that, and you can enjoy that. So guys, did you understand the concept of backend, all of you?
Rajesh, can you please explain about the key? It is the key of
this is the file name. File name.
Okay.
Yeah. Here also this is the key road. It's a file name. Path along with the file name. Yeah. So here, what is the file name? My file name is terraform.tf state, but here it will be prod.terraform.tf state. Got it? So this file will be created in here automatically. Okay. So let me try this one. S3 not Azure. Okay. So guys, here I change this Azure ADAM. This is the resource group. What is the resource group? Anyone remember that? So first, let me validate this storage account. So this was a storage account, right? And container name I created just now. This is stupid name I created. So sorry about that, but yeah, please accept it. And done. Now this file, let it be automatically. Now I need to update this storage group. Now this question is for this guy. This is the storage group, and this is the one. And I'm hard coding right now. Okay. Resource group. Sorry, not storage group. Resource group. I'm hard coding now. Now it's done, and this is everything is okay. Now I'm expecting go and run. This is the first code, right? Yeah, first code. Yeah. So you have to do init Terraform init because you're modifying the provider's configurations. So init. So see initializing a backend. And there's one error. What is that error? Error building ARM configuration structure. Okay, my key is not working or what?
I think we have to create a key, something like that.
No, I've already
Yes.
given the key.
As we created in other places, right? Like that.
No. Okay. My key is already there, no? See Azure ARM, back in Azure ARM, already key is there. So wait a second.
For access key of the storage account.
No, it should be taking just a second. Hold on. Wait a second. I'm just referring this Azure ARM. And okay, so you have to provide this one also now changes here. So go to here and provide this subscription ID and duplicate here and tenant ID. Let me use AD account to actually, you know what? That's what I was wondering. See here, for service principal, either client certificate or client secret. So that I am having it already, but not sure. Okay, let me pause this. It's just resume the recording. So what I did just to fix that error, I added all this thing which I was having in this provider here. And after that, run the init command and it asked for that, do you want to migrate successfully? I said yes, and so on. And now things will be done. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to validate that whether that file got created or not. So for that, I'll go to here and go to storage account, go to the containers. This is the containers, and you have a files. So yep, you have a files. Both the files got migrated. This is a default. This is a dev environment, and you are good to go. Understood, all of you guys? Backend. Hello.
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah,
Yes, so
Rajesh.
this will
Yeah.
be the most used case, right?
This will be the realistic case. Like when you working as a see, please remember that when you are working as a team, multiple people have ability to deploy the code based on their will, and you want to match the state file, then you should use the backend. Got it?
Rajesh, this will be in provider's file or in any file. It
I
doesn't matter.
repeat, provider. See, I'm not sure why we are having still that confusion, that question, because I've been repeating that provider file. There's no as such provider files. We are using that any TF file for keeping the provider information. Okay, so it can be literally in any files, any TF files, but for because we are human good in management, so we are keeping the all the code related to provider in one file. That's all. Are you getting my points?
But no,
Yeah.
what we were asking is this backend Azure, whatever the code we have written, it comes under provider.
It should be part of Terraform, that the Terraform
Okay,
block.
you're saying the section. Okay, no. Of course, you see that providers are here, no? Here is
No,
under the Terraform.
not that piece. No, not that piece of code. The backend part. This backend part, what we have, right?
Yes.
Resource group name, storage, container name, key name. What we are defining here. Is this supposed to be under provider or it can be part of any ETF file?
That's what I was discussing. Anyone would like to reword this word? Probably I'm confusing him with my statement. Anyone would like to confirm if you understand?
So what I understand is it has to be part of the Terraform block.
No, his question is provider file actually. He's saying this code has to be part.
Not provider. I mean, yeah, I mean, list of provider we have given under one file as a provider.tf. So my question is this considered as a one of the provider? That's why we are keeping under this Terraform block and then
No.
provider file.
It's not a provider. It's a plugin concept here in this. Okay, so I'll put it in a very simple way. This backend you can set for the Terraform section. This code, it can be in any code of the Terraform file.
Okay.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone. If you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist of 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc., kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to 100s of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership. Enjoy.